All right, welcome again to another episode of Build to Last with Andy Morkah. Last week we did our intro where we introduced the concept of Build to Last, an advocacy program that I decided to put to be able to drive entrepreneurs on building a system, building their businesses to live beyond them. This week we are now going to look at the first thing first, which is the power of vision. Vision is the driving factor of any business. Just like pastors are called, an entrepreneur is called. An entrepreneur has a purpose on life. Once you are able to determine what your purpose is after your school, even before your school, as soon as you determine what your purpose on earth is, it gives you a direction on how you're going to move. As soon as you have determined that particular purpose in terms of creation of utility, because I see business as creation of a utility that is being compensated by profit. That is producing goods and services, meeting a certain gap that you have perceived in the system, then doing it in such a way that you have some compensation that comes in form of profit. So the day it is revealed to you that this is what you are going to do, my advice is this: you research on that particular thing that you have been mandated to do. Vision is sight. For the physical sight, it is what you see. It is what you see that determines your destination. For example, when you wake up in the morning, you decide that you're going to a supermarket. That supermarket is a destination. Physically, you can see it. The same way you think about business idea that comes to you, haven't studied the environment and you have found a gap in a particular environment that you want to meet, a gap in a service that you want to meet, a gap in certain goods that you feel that when you produce it, it will meet a particular need. When they are revealed to you as a fresh entrepreneur, it becomes an idea that you can now research. When you research on it, you now gather all you need to know about that particular area. Engage stakeholders, look at people that have done it before, study that environment, and then say, okay, I think I have to go. It's like somebody that is going to that supermarket. Until you get to that supermarket, you will not stop, because that supermarket is your destination. The same way a vision is supposed to be a destination for an entrepreneur. Until you get there, you will not stop. And vision most times can be medium to long term. By the time you get to the medium term, there may be a need for you to further expand it. That is why you see businesses that first of all want to cover a particular locality. After a while, they talk about the nation. After a while, they talk about the continent before they now talk about intercontinental business, as the case may be, because as you are moving and you're succeeding, you keep expanding it. But what matters is this: that the time you have been able to clearly confirm what that your vision is, then you drill them down to objectives and to goals. There are different types of vision. Some entrepreneurs, their essence of business is just to continue to build businesses and they sell it. Those entrepreneurs are considered as mercenaries. They just go there, build business, and they sell it. Most times they are not really interested in growing the business globally. They just put up the structure. The moment it begins to yield profitability, they sell it to the next person who has seen value in it. There are other entrepreneurs also that are there to see it to conclusion. They see it grow globally, from being a local player to an international player, as the case may be. Now, depending on the kind of business that you want to do, once the vision comes, you articulate it, it becomes your aspiration. And most times it is the aspiration that inspires all that you do, from the staffing to the kind of products that you're producing, to your branding, to your funding, and all that you do. What determines a lot of things that you do is where you're going to, which is being put in place by your vision. Now, after you have been able to put up this vision, what you do is, if it is a business that is already ongoing, for instance, you inherited a family business, you study where the business is as at the time you took it over, okay? If the original promoters are no longer there, if there is no articulated vision for that company, Then you engage the stakeholders and now determine a fresh vision for that organization. You write it, make it clear, and now communicate it to the staff that are existing. Carry them along on where you want the business to go to. It now becomes your driving factor. So once you continue to follow that vision and you stay on it, every other thing, all your strategy, all your objectives, all your goals, all your sessions, everything you do in that business will be to meet that particular destination which is being determined by that vision that is in place. So for any business to live beyond the entrepreneur or whosoever that sets it up, the first thing that will determine that longevity, setting up a vision and staying by it. When you state the vision tells where you are going to. Okay, once you have determined where you're going to, then you now sit down and now come up with the mission. The mission of the business is what is going to tell how you are going to get there, the things that you're going to do to get to that destination. The moment you key into these two, concepts and values, that is the vision and the mission, and you stay on them, the next thing you need to do is the resilience to ensure that no matter the distraction that comes your way, you stay on these two things, definitely you will get there. Whether it is a fresh business or it's an inherited business, at any point in time, let there be something you are chasing. That thing you are chasing is the vision, okay? It can be numerical, it can be territorial, it can be in any form. It can be for you to be the number one brand in the sector that you play. It can be that you're going to cover the nation in terms of the provision of that service or the good that you are delivering. It can be for you to be the global player. Once you have been able to conceptualize it and you put the structures in place, put the strategies in place, and you follow it through, definitely you will succeed and the business will live even beyond you, because to enable you get to this destination, structures must be put in place, meaning that the system will be on auto run at some point. So even if you're not there, that system that you have put in place, the culture that you have put in place, will keep that business to the destination that you want it to get to. And again, succession plan. Once you have put this vision and the mission in place, every other thing will cascade down. By the time you put the right staffing and you put the right processes, whether you are there or not, whosoever that sits in there and sees the articulated vision will see it through. Even if the person wants to tweak it, there's an extent to which the person can tweak it. It's like a plane that is flying from Abuja to America. Once the pilot sits in there, they put the destination, they are flying from here. Until they get there, they will not stop, except if there's an emergency. But even with the emergency, that emergency will just be a bus stop. They will still fly to the destination that they're going to. The same thing is applicable to a business. If you have where you're going to in your business and it is your source of inspiration and you keep to it, definitely you will put the necessary structures that will make the business live beyond you. Thank you.
Please follow us on all social media platforms, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and turn on the bell notification to get notified when we post a new video.